So last weekend, my wife and I had some of her family over, and during dinner one night, one of her family members told us about a conversation that he had with a coworker. And during this conversation, the coworker asked him this question: If God created everything, then who created God? So I wanted to make this video to first and foremost answer this question and also shed some light on this topic. Now, I think it's important for us to note that usually, not all the time, but many times, when somebody is asking this question, it's used more as a combative piece as opposed to actually trying to obtain information and knowledge. So just be mindful whenever you're dealing with somebody to be able to read your audience, to be able to read who you're talking to, because you don't want to throw your pearl at swine either. So let's talk about the fundamental problems with this question. Well, let's talk about the question in and of itself. If God created everything, then who created God? If there was something that was able to create God, then wouldn't that in and of itself make that being God? And then we would have to question what created the being that created God. So it becomes a hamster wheel that, honestly doesn't get answered. Let's take it a step further. The question implies that God is a created being. See, the God of the Bible is the creator, not the created. As a matter of fact, there's a theme throughout the whole Bible where God detests created gods. He detests these idols. He calls himself the one true God. In order to make that claim, he has to be able to have something that a claim that these other gods are unable to make. Well, these gods were created. God is the creator, right? That answers the question, who created the thing that created those idols, right? God did. So let's talk about exactly what God created. In the beginning, time, God created the heavens, space, and the earth, matter. In the first verse of the first chapter of the first book of Genesis of the Bible, God creates the three dimensions. This is the dimension that we all exist in at this moment, right? We're able to touch tangibly, right? We're matter, right? We are in a time frame. It's currently 1024 where I'm at, and I'm within a space, right? However, I did not create all of this. God, being God, has to be beyond being bound by his creation. So if God created time, then God has to be beyond time. He has to be able to be outside of time. If God created space, he has to be unable to be contained within a space. If God created matter, then he cannot be confined to being tangible only. He has to be beyond matter. And that is what would ultimately make him God. Him not being able to make that claim in all three areas removes his deity from him. So that's the reason why this question in and of itself has its failure. It's an unanswerable question because if we're holding God to the standards of the Bible, this question makes no sense at all. I hope this video was a blessing. If you were entertained, if you were informed, if you found any value in this video, drop me a comment, hit that like button, and please share. Until next time, be blessed.